Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you live here from COVID-19 studios for the Sports Dynasty podcast of Skype Show. I'm Trevor. This is Juan. We have guests today. You guys know each other already. This is Raul. Here, Raul, and my other guy friend, Tulio. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
We have another group. He's a friend of the podcast too. Deontay. He's the youngest one in the group, probably.
Good.
We'll just get it started right now. So, we have.
You can barely see him.
Hold on.
Yeah, you kind of didn't show his face at all.
Yeah. So you didn't even show him. Yeah, show the spotlight. Damn.
Let's say in a second. We probably have more people joining the call as well. So let's get started right now. We have some stuff to do right now. So before we start, as always, like, share, subscribe. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartradio, Google Play Radio, Stitcher Play Radio, at Podcast Dynasty on Twitter, and yeah, subscribe, motherfuckers. What you waiting for? Fuck, like, let's do this. Yeah, hit the bell. Yeah, hit the bell. Yeah. All right.
Hit the bell.
All right, Juan. So take it away, Juan.
We're supposed to be on Facebook Live, but Facebook sucks ass. So, I don't know what's going to be on Friday or next week. Trevor and I will do one together, and then people going to have to be in the comments because Facebook apparently doesn't like people together. They do their own social distancing, apparently.
Exactly.
But, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I don't even remember. We've been waiting for this for 2 hours now, and I don't remember what the fuck we were going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. I do. So we have we're talking about the Last Dance documentary. If concluded yesterday.
Oh, Jordan, yes.
That the new the NFL Rooney rule that came out the other day.
Oh,
and why every NFL player wants to go to jail all of a sudden?
Yeah, and also most importantly, why does sports media suck?
Inspired by The Last Dance, because how they used to attack Michael, holy mother, sounds familiar. Yeah.
So right now, all right. So Juan, you can take it away and just get us started right now.
Which one do I want to start with? Are we just gonna start with Michael? Yeah, we'll start with Michael and Chicago Bulls. So, we're doing this. It's Tuesday, right? 2 days after the last two episodes, episodes 1 through 10. This documentary was absolutely sensational. I loved every bit of it,
absolutely,
from start to finish. It gave me, first of all, give us something to do on a Sunday night. So that's great, since there's no freaking playoffs that we're supposed to be watching. We get to watch stuff from Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen instead. I hope y'all like the background music, by the way, that we don't have on purpose.
Yeah, that's my brother. That's my brother trying to pursue a career in rap.
It is what it
y'all
is.
Already know.
When
he blows up, y'all heard it first.
Yeah, right? Exactly. We're trying to do the same thing here, so it's no biggie. It is what it is. But, I had an interesting comment about it yesterday. I was thinking about it. Is it me, or did they make Scotty look a little small in this whole series outside of the last episode? Because the last episode he looked like a fucking tough, you know what I'm saying, playing with a broken back and all that. But when he took that stupid contract, when he quit on the team and during a fucking playoff game, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that kind of look a little.
At the end.
They made him look a little small.
I think
you know what I mean?
It was both sides, because I can remember in that same episode where he quit, they were talking about how he was taking the MJ role in the team and being the MVP,
which he was.
Right.
He was throughout the whole season. He was the guy, no question.
And I think episode 3, you had MJ talking about, I'm no MJ without Pippen.
Yeah.
So I feel like he got the credit he deserves.
He got the credit.
No doubt, but when they talk about you quitting during a playoff game, that's inexcusable. Even though they said at the end, when they were in the locker room, he felt horrible, they cried or whatever. Right. But still, that pissed me off so much. You don't quit on your team like that.
I can't believe he did that. I was shocked.
It pissed me off worse that he said he'd do it again.
Yeah, right after, yeah.
Damn. You already did the crime, but you're going to do it again?
There was one thing, too. You mentioned that he quit, and there was one thing Michael always accepted. It was when if somebody else needed to make that shot, he was okay with it.
Yeah, he was.
Versus Scottie Pippen, who when he got that little taste, he couldn't handle someone else.
Exactly.
Because it's about the team.
Yeah, and what's funny, I watched Colin Cowherd's thing about it yesterday, and they mentioned that Scotty was upset how he looked during the documentary, and he said that he was fine with it because it portrayed him perfectly. He was like, Michael was the leader. He was the one that, had the pressure. He was the one that handled everything perfectly fine. While Scottie Pippen was actually the immature one. Talented as hell. Great player, great sidekick, great Robin to Batman, but couldn't handle it himself. And I guess that's the truth. That's what we're portrayed to see, at least.
In terms of production, he could beat Batman. I guess mentally he can't beat Batman.
That's what Colin was saying.
It happens. It happens sometimes. You know what I mean? Players that are just really good players, but they aren't leaders, and it's fine. It happens.
That's true.
Yeah,
he's one of the best Robins ever. There's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that. If only Kyrie would have accepted that too.
Right there in the pot.
Anyway, I can't say that guy. Anyway, yeah. For me, the documentary I thought was well done as well. As you guys mentioned, it was well done. I understand what Juan was saying that they kind of they low key threw Pippen under the bus a lot.
And they destroyed Krause for a whole series.
He deserved that.
No, I don't disagree, but he was the one that built it in the first place. They didn't really.
No, he is.
They didn't want to give him that credit too.
He's a wonderful GM. He's one of the best GMs I've ever seen.
Definitely, no question.
Well, how are you telling Phil Jackson you could go 82-0 and you're still not gonna work?
You can't do that. Can't do that.
That's fucked up, bro.
Exactly.
That's fucked up. That's real evil right there, bro.
Do I understand that? But since he passed away a couple years ago. The fact that he wasn't really able to defend himself the way he wanted to defend himself because I thought it was a little bit of an issue. Like, all right, he's dead, but it's like you're not really giving him a chance to defend himself the way he wanted to. But think about it, he had a couple excerpts about him talking about what's going on like 10 years ago, but I'm not talking about now. But other than that, I agree. Like when you have something, when you self-sabotage your own creation for pride, it's a problem. Like you should know, you should already know saying that. Oh, because let's be honest, had they continued, who knows? They could have won 7, 8 titles before the end of the decade.
Probably, maybe one.
Or what if he never retired in '93? Would they have been able to beat Houston?
Maybe.
Because they always said that Houston could have been a problem.
It's tough.
Because Olajuwon was that dude.
It has nothing to do with skill at this point. You just went 3 straight and won 3 straight on some grueling series, especially the second 3P. And plus, at that point, they're 35 plus. You think that they were going to be able to handle another 100-game stretch and then more than likely have to pay a surging San Antonio Spurs with young Duncan and Jared Robinson with that fatigue? Look, especially in the first 3P, I love how they showed it. They were fucking tired. They were done. Michael left. They were done.
Yeah.
I don't think that because they weren't good enough is because that's too much strain and too much pressure.
I hate to say it.
I was talking to someone about that. I said maybe their fatigue would have stopped them from winning a 7th more than an opponent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You saw it in that Jazz series. They were tired. Pippen could barely walk at the end of all that.
He had no back.
Tired.
Yeah, he pretty much had no back.
Jordan also said that besides the Pistons series, those Goon series, he said that Indiana in '98 was one of the toughest series.
They had him.
Yeah.
That's why I'm rocking it. That's why I'm rocking it, y'all.
The Pacers had them. Reggie said, and I believe him with this, he said, we were the better team, but they had the championship DNA.
I agree.
That's true. And that matters. That matters.
I think 5 minutes left they had him, as a matter of fact. They messed
up. You know what's funny? How when you talk about, I was talking with Deontay about it yesterday, especially in today's game, yesterday's game, and today's game, and the game in the 90s. Reggie Miller said, if they make this free throw, we're up by 5 points with 6 minutes left the game. With 6 minutes left, up by 5, the game is over. And it's crazy how you could be down by 6 points in 10 seconds and still come back in today's game. Back then, like you could be like, oh, it's up by 6. with 5 minutes left in the game. Back then, that was over. That's it.
You could play real defense back then. That's why.
I think when they were saying that, they were meaning if we get them in a 7 to 8 point deficit with that time left, it might mentally demoralize them. Because when the Bulls came back and took the lead, they still had time. And even Reggie was saying, yeah, but it was over. And they still had time to win the game, but they were just mentally done.
The championship pedigree, like that's what happens when you have that championship pedigree. You've done it before. You know how to step up when it's time to step up. The Pacers, they hadn't been at that level yet, especially against Jordan, who's the greatest of all time. Come on, man. You're asking for too much.
What I like the most is
hold on.
He's here.
Yeah, I hear him.
Jerry, can you hear us? All right, cool. He can hear us.
All right, cool. I keep going.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I love the most is the way Michael imposed his will on the team. He just refused to let them fail. He wanted, even to the last man, he wanted them at their best. I believe the guy's name was Scott Wells.
Burrell.
He pushed him so much.
Exactly.
He saw he was the weakest link, and he stood on him just over and over and over. And people look at him as being a bad guy, but that's what it takes to be a winner, man.
Hell no. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, whoever's saying that, oh my God, he was mean, he was a bully. Like Shannon Sharp, he's the number one person saying that right now on TV. I'm like, no, forget that, man. I'll take that. Like, I'll take that kind of leader any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Bill Wennington said he was mean to us, but it was exactly what we needed.
Exactly.
Great. You know, and that's how you make the best teams. I saw Jordan. You could tell it bothers him the way people view him, because he was about to start crying mid-interview about that.
Yeah, I seen that one too.
Yeah, but it's about winning. Winning takes a price, man.
And I think it paid off.
It did.
I think it paid off. He knew exactly what he was doing. I respect him so much more after this.
Yep.
So much.
And one more thing too. For a while I thought Pop was the GOAT, but I gotta give that to Phil, man.
Phil is crazy.
The way he had that team so perfectly balanced.
I think it's really picking, bro. You can
pick either the max out of Dennis Rodman, bro.
That's true.
I gotta give it up to Phil as being.
And the thing is,
in my opinion, I think he's the best coach of all time, bro.
Phil did it in 2 different teams, and like he had a 3-peat, then a 3-peat, then a 3-peat, then he won another 2. And like that's the longevity right there.
He proved. I think it was episode 8, I believe. Was that the season where Pippen almost won MVP? And they were really and they were criticizing the triangle, and he pretty much proved everyone wrong because Michael retired, and they were still a top 5 team in the entire league.
Exactly.
With the triangle system. So that's all Phil, man.
Plus, they didn't keep in mind that they didn't have a big to help that system out. There was no Rodman yet. So people were fucking stupid. Because that was they were missing. Because when Michael came back, they were good, but they weren't better than Orlando because they didn't have that big guy to help out Shaq yet.
Because they got Rodman, that was in Orlando. That's why
because the first year,
Horace Grant.
Horace Grant was
that's
there.
What we're missing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he left, and that's what messed them up. But Phil, I have a lot of appreciation for Phil Jackson in this documentary. He's the man.
He looked great.
Yeah, no doubt.
Too.
Yeah.
He did.
I don't know if you guys did. I don't know if you guys felt this way, but I did. I think in the documentary when they had Kobe in the documentary, I was damn near the brink of tears.
Oh my God!
Yeah, man.
I'm not over it.
The moment they had Kobe,
it still doesn't feel real. Yo, 2020 has been crazy because of that. 2020, forget about it.
I believe
man.
That was episode 3. I believe
that was episode 3. And honestly, it's scary because it's like even though the COVID thing going on, I'm like, yo, listen, Kobe just passed away like months ago. Like it doesn't even feel real that it's happened. It's like yo, like to realize that even though this documentary was made before he passed away and everything, but still like it was so eerie. I'm like, damn, this is sad. I couldn't.
And the way they were talking about him too in the locker room was awesome.
Yeah, MJ knew. MJ saw it right away.
Yeah,
he knew Kobe was gonna be Kobe. He knew it from the first All-Star game, man. That's crazy.
That was insane.
And you could tell how close they were. How like when Kobe said he hates the comparisons because he's like, that's my big brother.
Yeah, he said I don't do Kobe without MJ. That's
what he said. That's true.
Yeah,
you don't get me without him. I think I said word for word.
that could be arguably the best episode. Arguably,
Yeah.
that was great.
But the
his
documentary is
brother,
so good.
his brother going in.
Yeah, it was good though. Overall, I think this series we get a lot of Emmys coming up in the future. A lot of Emmys. It was really well done. ESPN is also really good with their documentaries anyway. I think this is probably the best one they ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the next one. It also, especially for the new generation that didn't watch Jordan growing up, you can see what type of why the hoopla. You know how people say, "Oh, LeBron's the GOAT" and everything. LeBron's the GOAT.
Raul.
And it's cool.
I'm sorry, he does. I mean, that's your guy, man. It's all good.
And I understand it's all about preference, about what you see, what you get. So, honestly speaking, I think that for those who didn't watch Jordan growing up, I know that we weren't really young enough to watch the full rise of it. Like for instance, in a couple of years from now, they're gonna do a very similar documentary about the New England Patriots, obviously, which is different because we watched it unfold from start to finish. So I appreciate this. I think we're going to see more of those in the future. But yeah, very well done. Very well done.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for this. I have one question for you guys. That 98 Bulls team, didn't they feel so similar to our last Super Bowl team?
Yeah.
Against the Rams?
Yeah.
Against the Rams? Yeah.
It's like we had just enough to win one more.
Just enough.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Just like the Bulls had just enough in the tank to win one more.
You
had Pippen with no back. You had
smell
Gronk.
the end. That's the
Yeah.
You
can smell it.
The thing is, Trevor and I predicted all of this happening. Get rid of the kicker, get rid of the tight end, and Brady, it was going to come time because you were going to ask for too much money, and we're not going to be able to pay it because you look like you're on a decline a little bit.
If we would have ended 18 instead of 19, we'd have been looking just like that Bulls dynasty.
Yeah.
We would have been just like them.
You see how we ended last year? The Bulls to me would have ended probably just like that. All beat up,
it might have been
tired, all we can't. They don't look the same.
Because there's no doubting Jordan, because the dude was still the best player in the NBA in '98. So I think he would have been along for the ride, but I don't know about that entire team, bro.
That's all I was saying.
Because everybody out there after a while, you're gonna want to get paid, and my friend Taylor's a Bulls fan, and they never pay up over there. The Reinsdorfs, they're cheap as hell. So
kind of like the Crafts.
Pippen needed that money. I mean, it was a matter of time.
Well, he deserved it.
Exactly.
He deserved it, and he was egregiously underpaid.
Exactly.
First of all, I would have fired his agent for even allowing that to happen. You're literally the second best player in the league.
But if you see, Scotty just signed it. Like, Scotty knew he just wanted security at the time. And also, Reinsdorf told him, don't sign this deal. Are you sure you want to do it? But he wanted the security at the time, and he was too unsure about himself.
Reinsdorf, the owner.
Yeah. Right. And then Pippen was unsure if he was going to be that good or whatever he was going to be. So he just decided to sign right then and there to get the security in. Because at that time, we didn't know what he was going to be.
Well, if you're an agent, isn't that your job to avoid that?
That's the agent. That's what I'm saying. That's the agent.
A lot of agents get in trouble for stuff like that. A lot of agents, especially for if you look at the amounts of history in NBA players, you have for example, Bonzi Wells is a prime example. Bonzi Wells used to play for the Sacramento Kings in 06, right? He was going to look for a big payday, which he's not worth a big payday, but he exploded in the first round series against the Spurs in 2006, where he went ballistic, like 30 points a game in that series. And they offered him a 6-year extension for like $80 million. But his agent, without I'm talking to him about it, declined it. And he wasn't able to get any other deals after that. So he fired him. So there's sometimes you have sports agents that go rogue and pretty much just fuck everything up. So that's why you gotta be careful. You gotta be most important when you're an athlete to have the right people in your team. Let's be honest, Jordan. If you think about it, Jordan. You know what's crazy about Jordan? A lot of people say that he doesn't do enough for the black community, and it's kind of unfair to him because like most of these people that he hired were his friends in the black community. So people say that that Jordan doesn't do anything for the black community is ridiculous to me.
I think he did enough.
Hold on.
I agree.
Jerry's there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What you think about this? Because this is a perfect transition to the media part. But what you think about the documentary real quick? If you saw it at all.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen what the hell are you doing on Sunday,
what he's
bro?
been doing No, we know what he's been doing. But I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
It's one more thing I'd like to add about the documentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved how much Jordan viewed Magic and Bird as his obstacles. He had the obsession of having to surpass them to then feel like he's on top of the league. It was amazing to see.
And how the Pistons roughed him up. Like they beat his
and how he transformed to be
exactly. He had to.
Wonderful.
He had to.
But
that's what I'm talking about. This is the difference between that era back then. Because I'm wearing an old Ron Artest jersey. Very rare. I lived and breathed that era. This is why I look at these players now and I look at them back then. I'm like, yo, watch a documentary. This is how you do it. None of this crybaby running to different teams crap. But I'm done. I'm not going to go into it because Raul, I don't want to get you started.
No, but
that's cool. It's a different league, man. It's a different league.
I know you do, Juan. You said that. You said that to Miami boy that day.
And I want to see it again.
Podcast. Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I don't have the energy for that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't have energy neither.
So can I ask you this? Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
So, for the LeBron and Jordan discussion, how many of y'all think that that Jordan is the GOAT in here?
I do. I definitely do. There's no doubt about it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that LeBron, because in my personal opinion, I think he's filling up the stats as it goes on. But do you think he's far out of the GOAT conversation if he isn't already?
I'm not saying he's out of the GOAT conversation, but I'm saying when you tell me to pick my guy, pick a guy that is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't pick Michael. You know, I'm not saying he's not in conversation. I'm just saying that he's not that top guy. He can't.
Your answer is 100% perfect.
That's all. That's all it is, man. Everybody has their GOAT, but for me, I'm gonna say Michael is the greatest of all time. And obviously, when you watch a documentary, if you have ESPN Plus, watch all of them. You'll see why everybody thinks that. Why some people think that.
My only problem when they say it's no contest. For you two, that's the only thing that bothers me.
Now, everybody's gonna have an argument. People could argue for Kareem. People could argue for Bill Russell. You know what I'm saying? People could argue for Magic, stuff like that. You know.
But let me say this: how can people say that there's no contest? Because LeBron, bro, like he's done so fucking much. Like you could look at his final record, but look at most of the teams that he dragged to the final. They weren't even supposed to get there. So I think that people aren't the value because, bro, to go to the finals 8 straight times, bro, that shit is unheard of, bro.
Well, there's a false narrative that this media has created that is better to lose before the finals.
Like,
that makes no fucking sense.
And what I'm going to say is before Jordan...
I'd rather go to the finals because, bro, going to the finals, that's actually a big accomplishment in itself.
Well, you're smart. Well, that's because you're smart.
I agree, yeah.
That's because you're smart.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So losing the playoffs, I mean, I feel like anybody can make it to the playoffs, but bro, not everybody can say they made it to the finals, bro.
Of course, absolutely.
3 series in a row to get to the last round, yeah, that's an accomplishment, no question. In any sport, it's not just basketball, football, soccer, baseball, all of that.
Right.
But I'm not knocking anybody that thinks that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. I just don't think why people say it's no contest because I definitely disagree with that.
There is no question. That's wrong. Fuck disagree. It's wrong. That's wrong.
I agree.
Right.
But if anything, yo, Jerry, you got to watch the documentary, man. Get ESPN Plus. Do what you got to do. You got to watch.
I don't hate Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is actually one of my favorite players ever. I just haven't took the time to actually watch it. Obviously, I need to tune in and watch it. You know. Yes. My brother's already started watching and stuff like that. I will tune in to watch.
I'm sure they're gonna rerun it because there's nothing else to showcase, so you can record it.
I think it might drop on Netflix. I think it might drop on Netflix.
ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus if you have it.
Not even that. Just go to ESPN.com. Type in The Last Dance. It's right there. I watched the entire series in like 2 days.
Exactly.
On ESPN.
Yeah, like it has to be up.
Yeah, it's definitely up because
it's on ESPN Plus, definitely.
But also to add on to what Jerry was saying, and it is true. I agree with him saying that there's no comparison. Because let's be honest, the Buffalo Bills went to 4 straight. Jim Kelly went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yes, he did.
And he's a Hall of Famer, and no one's taking that away from him. You know
Thurman Thomas.
Do you know how? Yeah, Dermot Thomas,
Bruce
Kelly,
Andre Reed.
Andre
Reed.
Yeah. Trevor.
Bruce
on what
Smith.
you said alone, bro. Think about it. The Buffalo Bills, bro. He went to 4 Super Bowls with the Buffalo Bills, bro. That franchise.
In a row.
Do you know how hard
about it?
Reggie Miller made a fucking finals. They're gonna take that away from him too?
Exactly.
What the fuck else he's gonna have? He went to the finals, but since that don't count according to people, you know what I'm saying? Then that's not an accomplishment. What the fuck?
It's just I don't know why. It's just a false narrative that the media has created, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why.
I don't get it either. Because to be honest, and then another thing too, people, LeBron and Magic Johnson went to the finals the same amount of times, right? 9 times in the finals, both of them, right? 5 and 4, and LeBron is 3 and 6. Just because, and they say, that Magic. People say that LeBron is better than Magic because of the type of player that he is. But wouldn't you want a player that has the experience to be there, who knows what it takes to get there, even though they lose? Like, look at Tom Brady. Brady lost 3 Super Bowls, been to Super Bowls 9 times, and lost 3 of them, and won 6 of them. You mean to tell me that although he lost 3 Super Bowls, he isn't the GOAT?
So you're gonna take Montana,
some people
made it 4 times.
Some people are trying to discredit Brady for that, by the way, because Montana was perfect. Just saying. I'm not saying me, obviously.
Even though Brady made it
some people
double the amount of times.
You know what's funny? In Brady's losses, he's better than when he won.
First of all,
funny.
First of all,
in his losses, he's better than when he won.
Do you know in all 9 Super Bowls that he played in, right? Except for the one that happened in Super Bowl 53 when they won by 10 points. Before that, because soon in that game, every game was literally 4 points or less.
It's true.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? To say that, I understand that people say Montana's the GOAT because, of era. We didn't watch Montana play. We didn't. We were born. But to say to me personally, Tom Brady, greatest quarterback to ever play.
But isn't it harder to play with a team that continues to change every year?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Who had Jerry Rice for half of his fucking Super Bowls?
Jerry Rice, Dwight Clark, Roger Craig, Roddy Lott, like Deion Sanders.
And when you say that one to counter on what you said, Tulio, about changing teams, that's hard. You have a whole bunch of new coaching staff, new teammates, new playbook. Just because you switch teams doesn't mean it's going to be an easy ride. You still got to learn all those players and all those plays. You got to play against teams that know each other already.
True.
Now that we segue, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. We have a tendency of a segue into topics like so naturally. So I'm glad you mentioned the Patriots though. But obviously last week we had our schedule, Patriots schedule.
Forgot.
Yeah, me and Warren talked about that a couple of weeks ago about it, and we had. So I want to ask you guys, how do you feel about our schedule for 2020?
And what the hell is that noise?
I don't know.
I got us in the 7-9 and 8-8 range.
I said at worst 8-8, at best 11-5.
Really? I was about to say that.
List it out right now so that we can get this shit.
Because I can't ditch the coach that has done all this masterful work. And
all right, I haven't won. I haven't.
You got it? All right, cool.
Yeah, I haven't.
I just got it now too. Fuck. Oh,
well. Jerry, what do you think our record's gonna be this year?
Man, I'm gonna go. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say 8-8. We're gonna miss the playoffs. So.
I think the 7th seed being eligible for a postseason berth will help us.
A chance. Yeah.
A chance.
I forgot there's an extra spot.
So, me personally, I said already that the AFC East will be 10-6. I think it's going to be down to Buffalo, New England for the division. I think that Week 16 matchup was going to side of the division.
Just like last year.
Can you count out?
You think we're going to contend for the division?
I can't sleep on Miami, though, man.
We'll see. I got it right here. I'm going to list it right now. So we're going to start against Miami at home. Which is winnable.
That's a maybe.
Winnable.
Winnable. Because new team, no offseason. No offseason, pretty much. So
they changed too. They got a lot of new players coming in their team as well.
Exactly.
Aren't they gonna have a really good defense?
We don't know
Miami?
that yet. They just got together, and there's no offseason.
Hold
in
on.
offseason, they won't have time to gel.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Jerry,
yeah.
what we saying, Jerry? What we saying, Jerry?
I said that Miami game gonna be something to watch.
Yeah,
I think
it will be.
The second one is going to be ridiculous. The first one, I think we got that at home. They have to get their stuff together. They have a lot of new
I think
players.
Exactly.
we split Miami. I think we split Miami.
I think we're going to lose like over there.
We split every year with these
usual,
dudes.
I'm saying. So then we have to go.
Pretty much
then we
every
gotta
year.
go to Seattle. That's an ass whooping.
L.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
Bro,
Then we got to play Raiders at home. Again,
I don't
That's
they're
a
the
win.
Raiders.
That's a winnable game. That's a winnable
So we
game.
2-1. That's 2-1.
I don't think they're gonna beat the Chargers though. I don't think so.
I think we're winning that.
Nah, Chargers.
Don't rush.
Chargers.
Don't rush.
Don't
Don't rush.
Oh.
We getting there little by
So
little.
we got 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 at Kansas City. That's gonna be a 50 burger. We're getting our ass whooped.
2-2.
Alright.
Yeah. We're going against Denver at home. That's also winnable because
That's
we
a
don't
winnable. That's a
know.
winnable.
We don't know how they're going to be. They got a lot of pieces. Doesn't mean they're going to put it
I
all
think
together
we
by
edged that out. We
They
edged
got
that out.
a lot.
And also, Drew Lock is still young, and our defense is veteran, and they were there last
That's
year.
true.
So
Belichick eats those kids alive.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
true.
3-2. 3-2.
Then it's our bye week, a very early one, but it's a bye week.
all right.
Then we got San Fran at home. If they're the same,
3-3.
we're getting our ass whooped.
3-3.
Then it's our first meeting at Buffalo. That's an interesting one to see.
I got us losing the
I
road
think-
game and us winning the home game.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Yeah.
So
I'll
3
go
and
with that.
4.
I'll go with
That's
that.
3 and 4, so we'll be under 500 for the first time. God knows how long at this stage. We'll see how the fans react to this.
Oh my god.
Or the media. Oh my god, they're 3 and 4. Holy shit, they suck. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Monday
3
night,
and 4.
Then
Monday night football.
at Jets.
Which will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there.
I'm telling you, the minute we know that in the season, we're getting tickets.
Well, we
Hell yeah.
know,
Book that.
we know we will not be winning 30-0 this time. So we'll see how this goes.
So
That'll be
that's
a
4 and
tough
4. 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
A 4 and 4 you got? Okay.
Yeah, 4 and 4 Jets.
Baltimore at home, we're getting our ass whooped.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
Yep. At Houston, if we think they're gonna suck the way we think they are, we're
5
gonna
and
win that
5.
game.
Yep, that's us.
We
That's
not
us.
losing to no fucking Houston.
But
No, hell no.
that's a little tough to me because since
No,
we have a
man.
different type of
Well,
offense, we'll see how Jarrett Stidham with them play at the road at this point in time.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
We'll
lie.
see.
Yeah, but by that
I
time,
think it's tough, but
by
I
that
feel
time,
like
by
Sony
that time,
Michel might solo them.
it's
exactly.
possible. It's
By
possible.
by that time, Stidham's gonna have experience, and also they don't have any offense.
Yeah,
And
at
their
that
running back
time,
is
because
starting
that's
to-
late November, we're gonna know what Stidham is about basically. at that
Exactly,
point.
that's true.
Yeah.
So
That's
5
true.
and 5.
Hold on. Jerry, what do you think about Jerry about that game
Guess who?
Houston
against Houston?
at Houston.
That's gonna be a tough game. I understand they lost Hopkins. Hopkins is a great player. The Cardinals is actually my dark horse team to make the playoffs.
And that's
by the
facts,
way.
by the way.
I think the Texans, but a part of me still thinks that the Texans are still gonna roll without Hopkins. You know, he's a great
I
player,
think
but I feel like
Deshaun
that's
Watson is gonna be a big MVP candidate this year. They're gonna go
Yeah.
at least 8 games. Even as shit as their roster is, he's that good. They're gonna win at
So
least
we're
8
He
games.
is that good.
5
He is that good.
Houston.
Uh,
Because I
we-
got
five
us
on
beating
five.
Houston.
Arizona at home in December, so I will give us a win just because it's gonna
Yep.
be cold at that point.
It's gonna be cold,
They're a
and
West Coast
also
team.
their coach is Spliff Queensberry, so I don't trust him. I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
keeping it
right.
real.
It's a December game in Foxborough against Arizona.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I got us winning that 6 and 5.
Yeah.
6 and 5.
Now here's the road stretch that's tough here. It's at Chargers. We have no idea what the hell they're gonna look like. I don't know.
Chargers have no
7
home
and
field
5.
advantage.
Then it's at Rams at the same stadium, I believe 5 days later.
Yeah.
I
on a
think-
Thursday
I think we
night.
beat 'em.
So we only
I
got
think we beat
5
'em.
days to prepare for this game.
I think
8
we
and
beat him.
5.
I think we beat him. We beat him.
Then it's at Miami.
We're
That's-
losing that
that's
one.
a
8 and
tough-
6.
It's a loss. It's a loss.
I don't see how we win that game at all. Not just because they'll be decent or whatever. It's because we're going
Miami.
from
It's just-
all the way over there, all the
Yeah.
way across country. Even though we have
Mhm.
10 days though, but still. And then it's
Nah.
it's a place that we like historically.
We don't win there. We don't win
So,
there. I don't know why. We
that's
just
a
don't
loss
win
for
there.
me,
So
It
8
just
and
doesn't
6.
happen.
8 and 6. We're in the playoff push.
Mhm.
Then it's the game at against Buffalo at home. That's it right there.
We win that
we win
one.
that game, we're in the playoffs, no question.
We
lose
win that one.
game, we still have a chance.
I'm not going to lie. I think
But-
Buffalo could sweep us.
It's possible. That's possible.
They could, but we're at home. We still can't believe in Josh Allen just yet.
No, we can't. That's why
He's good enough to beat this team.
He is, but he could be shaky. Like I just think that our defense is going to be able to step up because our defense is going to be together.
He's expecting to take that next step, but we really have to see.
Yeah, we don't know the answer to this question. Yeah, we don't. We got to see him play. It's just that simple.
Yeah. I'm giving us a dub.
If he's as good as last year, they could win that.
They can win that game. Yeah, if they're at least as good as last year, I agree with you. They could win that.
I'm going on paper. I say we win that game because Allen. I got to see more from Allen.
This is where we get the difference. I think we lose that.
And then against Jets at home, we should win that game. So
based on what
I
got
saying,
9-7.
9-7. We were basically Tulio saying 10-6, basically at that point.
But I will tell you this though: if Buffalo, if they are very dangerous, because my brother, we had discussed this, and he actually got the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl, and the reason why.
Damn.
But look, the Buffalo got a nice
over KC.
I got them making I got them at the AFC Championship at KC.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Buffalo Bills, their defense is gonna be nasty, man. I'm telling you.
This is kind of directed towards Juan a little bit, but what about Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens? That defense stepping up. They made some moves, man.
I think they're gonna take a step back.
The Bills could beat them.
I agree.
The Ravens.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure they'll get figured out by then. This running college slow bus offense, I'll get figured out.
I don't know, man. If I see Lamar Jackson throwing dimes out there, like legit dimes.
When did that happen? I haven't seen that yet.
I'm saying if. I said if.
Listen, all the Bills gotta do is watch that Tennessee film.
Watch their own film from last year.
Their own film
that started. Beat them too.
Yeah, but I don't think they necessarily have to do that.
Baltimore is gonna be a 10-win team. Like they're gonna be those teams that's always gonna be there. Always.
I say they go 12-4, but they don't look as dominant.
I think Lamar's schedule. I think Lamar takes a step up for some reason. I don't know why. I think he just steps up just a tiny bit.
How the fuck they
take a step back?
That's what I'm saying.
If Lamar gets better,
no, he could take a step. Yeah, if he's better than what he was last year, they could still lose in the playoffs. That doesn't really mean anything. He could have a great record.
That's true. A lot of teams have gotten in the playoffs.
Well, Lamar,
it depends on. I'll feel you. You know what?
Because Lamar Jackson is yet to win a playoff game.
No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. You're right. You got it. You're 100% right. How dare I overestimate that bastard? You're right.
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you what. I would take, and now they got to deal with Stephon Diggs, bro.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They got to do with
that. How you forgot about that?
I knew it, but
the AFC Championship.
But it's not even that. I just don't believe in Josh Allen because I got to see it first.
If he doesn't play well, they're not going anywhere.
I got to see it to believe. I got to see it to believe it.
They're on the silver platter for him.
They were a good team with John Brown as their number one receiver. They have the actual number one receiver now.
They do.
They have number one receiver, but the QB.
If he doesn't, they're not beating cojones. That's not possible. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you this much. They're not playing a wild card game next year. I don't think
so either. I think because I'm also not sleeping on Pittsburgh either. If Roethlisberger can throw, they're a problem too.
I think
that's also a team that could make the AFC Championship. They can actually make the Super Bowl. Actually,
they're a good team.
Yeah, Jerry. It's tough. Jerry.
It's tough.
He's tough, bro. He's tough, bro. They're not gonna do nothing.
You don't think so?
I think he's cooked. I really believe
that's possible. It's
you think Ben is cooked? You think his arm is done?
It's possible. Bro, it's a 50-50 shot. Like, we don't know. If he plays well, it's a problem. If he sucks, then we don't have to sleep on them.
Let's say he goes back to Big Ben.
Hey, look, who you guys got coming out the NFC?
The NFC?
I don't know.
I don't even know, honestly speaking.
Man.
That's tougher than the AFC.
I can't pick the 49ers again. No way.
I'm glad.
Hey, both predictions. The Niners will barely miss the playoffs this year. Why should I tell you? They're gonna barely miss the playoffs.
That's not stupid. I don't hate that.
Hey, do you know? Okay. But look,
I got a dark horse pick, the Seahawks.
Look at the hits
for a Super Bowl.
I think that's a dark horse. See that team making it.
I'm just saying that's a dark horse. I'm just throwing it up in here because that Wilson guy, he just.
To me, they should have been.
I cannot see a one-man band doing it. I cannot see a one-man band making a Super Bowl. I just can't see it.
Tom did it.
You had it.
We talking about the GOAT versus Russell Wilson.
And the thing is, Brady always took those pay cuts to get other people on the squad. Well, Russell Wilson took all the money, and now he doesn't have a squad like that, and his Lions always suck.
I just can't see that team good.
Squad should have been the NFC Championship game, though.
Seattle's always going to be that team to compete for the playoffs, though. They'll always be that team.
I have a question for Jerry. All right, can you hear me, Jerry?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, question, and you guys can piggyback on this too.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Tom Brady, and obviously, they have them. They literally have the second best odds to win the Super Bowl this year.
Nope.
I want to ask you another question. No, as of right now, from Las Vegas right now, they have the second best odds behind Baltimore to win the Super Bowl.
Continue.
So,
hey, correct me wrong. They have the best odds. What the hell?
If they can block, they are a fucking fierce team. Because how do you defend that?
No. Realistically, I think Tampa Bay's getting a lot of hate, but realistically, how do you defend them? Realistically, they got that type of block. They got a type of team where they got a type of team. They don't need the best record, bro. They don't need the best record in the to make the They don't need.
Let me be devil's advocate real quick. All right, because on paper there is no way, especially once they get to the postseason. That's it. It's Tom Brady. That's it. But they don't have an off season to work out.
That's what I was gonna say. That was my number one thing. My number one thing right there.
Have preseason to work out. That is an entirely different team, an entirely different system, an entirely different everything to work out.
But
so what if they take too long to get things together and they miss the point?
And that's the wrong conference and wrong division.
No,
exactly wrong division.
How is it? How so?
You got
they have good quarterbacks in that.
The Saints don't win playoff games, but in the regular season they fuck everybody.
Exactly.
You don't know what Falcons is gonna come out. You don't know what Falcons is gonna come out.
That's true because the Falcons they ended on a win streak last year.
Yeah.
They started picking up towards the end.
And I'm not gonna lie, this might be the year with the Saints. I think.
Hold on, Jerry. What you saying, Jerry?
First of all, whoever brings up the Atlanta Falcons, don't bring them up. They had to.
I'm just saying.
You say that, but they beat the 49ers last year.
Exactly.
And now you got
the 49ers last year.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I think
you never know.
And they picked up towards the end of the year.
That's why they're so damn frustrating. You don't know about them motherfuckers.
You don't know.
You really don't.
The Falcons always
beat the Niners. Oh.
The Niners.
And this is funny hearing this from me, but I think the Saints might make it this year.
Super Bowl?
That's crazy.
Super Bowl
That's crazy.
To the dance?
Yeah, to the dance.
I don't know, man.
What contenders we got here? We got Saints, right? We potentially got Tampa Bay, right? Philadelphia, Green Bay, maybe. San Francisco, Seattle. If you want to put Minnesota there, you can put Minnesota there if you want.
I'm taking Minnesota.
I don't believe in that QB.
I'm saying if you want, I'm not sure.
I don't believe in the QB.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm taking out Minnesota. I'm taking out Minnesota, even though they're a playoff team, like you said, and I'm taking out Green Bay. I can't with Green Bay no more, bro. I can't with Green Bay no more. I am done.
Where's Taylor when you need him?
I'm done. I'm done with them. I'm done with Green Bay. I'm sorry. I'm done with them.
There's a lot of names up there, right?
Hey, there's a lot of controversy in Green Bay right now, so I agree with you.
There is. Aaron's saying that's not, though, so we'll see.
Yeah, like there's more tension with us and Tom Brady and stuff. There was no tension whatsoever.
Believe it or not, the Saints are not in the discussion either. But believe it.
Nah, man, I can't.
I cannot deny.
I can't do that.
How is Emmanuel Sanders your number 2?
Yo, we could have had him last year. That's the thing. We could have had Emmanuel Sanders last year.
You mean shut up?
All seriousness, what game plan do you come up with defending that shit?
Yeah, they gave Michael help. That's what's scary about it.
Then you have Kamara running the ball and Taysom Hill doing his specialty type stuff. Damn.
Sean Payton's gonna have a shitload of fun with that offense.
Exactly.
I could see them bombing teams. I could see them just being the shit out of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They win in 12, 13, 14 games. That's no discussion to me. That's no question. It's once we get into the dance, what happens is what we're all waiting for.
That's what we're waiting for.
They failed already. So let's see. That's what we're waiting for.
Hopefully they don't prove me wrong because you know how I feel about that fucking team.
I know.
But I think this might be the year.
Yeah.
Well, it better be because they ain't doing it. They already lost my faith. I don't know about them either. I'm with Jerry. I'm not sure about that, but I feel you though. You can't sleep on them though. But
You can't. You can't sleep on them. You can't.
You're not sure about who?
I'm not on the Saints. I'm with you too. I don't think they can do them either. But you can't sleep on them though.
Hey, the Saints, man, I ain't gonna lie. When they lost to the Vikings last year, I was like, bro, how you the
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care what nobody say.
That was a bad loss.
Man, no, hey, let me tell you like this, bro. The Saints, bro, they can have the best record in that division, and the Buccaneers will still beat them. That's how good the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be. I promise you.
We don't know yet because I told you, no offseason program. Gronk definitely going to be the same guy. I don't expect Gronk.
You don't know.
Okay.
He was skinny, and he took a year off football, doing all that partying crap. So we'll see. We got to wait and see.
I'm gonna say this:
have better conditioning though. You don't know.
Brady has a great shot to win. He got a great shot to win MVP. That's a fact. Definitely, he could definitely win MVP.
I think Drew Brees is winning MVP this year.
God knows his career needs that shit.
I think.
How the hell your all-time great don't have an MVP yet?
How can you have those weapons and not throw for 5,000?
When you had Peyton Manning, you had Tom Brady to contend against, and a few running back seasons.
Against him now, though.
See,
that is true.
And Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar. Yeah. Let's say if he gets better, that's a massive problem with Lamar Jackson, though.
That is a
MVP
problem.
Race, yeah, that's a massive issue. Fuck that team, though. Anyway. But I can't wait for the season though. Not just
it's gonna be a fun league.
This is gonna be a fun season. I would like to see how teams react to not being able to practice in July.
Exactly.
I want to see who's prepared. Who's really gonna come out. Those veteran teams, the Saints, for example, are gonna have a big advantage for that.
I'm just praying we have a season, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's the only thing I really care about at this point, too. I want a season like that.
I'm telling you, I feel like a crackhead, bro. I'm dying. It's crazy.
We need that. That's why we're all here today, man. We need sports and we miss it so motherfucking much.
Speaking of the NFL, right? So we're gonna. There was a topic. Well, please excuse my slurred speech a little bit. I have been drinking, so leave me alone. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. There was a topic that came out of the NFL. You know, they're trying to agree on a vote regarding the new version of the Rooney Rule, where they're giving teams an incentive if you hire a black head coach or you hire a black GM to be, the run franchise, that it would improve the draft stock.
And they're forced to actually interview them. At least two, they have to interview
now
for those positions.
Yes. So, me personally, honestly speaking, I think it's asinine
and racist.
It's extremely racist.
Very racist.
Blatantly racist. Because don't you want to give the best candidate a chance to win the job? It shouldn't matter what color you are. Like Mike Tomlin.
It shouldn't matter. You said it shouldn't matter.
Mike Tomlin's been the coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers for almost 12, 15 years already.
Yeah.
One of the longest tenured coaches of all time. He's black, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's had a lot of success. Why? Because he was the right man for the job.
Yeah.
The Rooney thought that he was the right man, to move into a better direction of success, and it's true. He has. He's probably we did a list last year. At the end of the year, we did a list. He's top 10 best coaches of the decade.
I'm pretty sure he's top 5.
I'm
pretty sure he put him top 5.
Yeah. My opinion, I think he had his best feat last season. With all that
bullshit, hell of a coaching job.
And they were competitive.
Mason Rudolph and some quarterback named Duck.
And they almost made the postseason.
And he dealt with Antonio Brown all those fucking years.
Oh man, yeah,
I agree.
You gotta give him his props.
Like, what did you want the best candidate for the job? Now, I have to agree. There are some questionable decisions where you have, like the Tulios would say, Spliff Queensberry, who didn't have a really good college career.
He lost at the college he went to. And he lost at the college he went to. Like you went to that college and you coached them and you have a losing season. So how you get fired from where you went to? You kidding me? But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? But like for me, like me speaking as a black man myself, if they would interview me and say, "Hey, we want to interview you for the England Patriots job," right? I'm like, "Are you hiring me because of my quality of work or because you're trying to be a quota?" And it's like I don't understand why the fact of the matter is that you even consider. First of all,
Exactly.
I think
You got to question it. Question it.
I think the whole proposal is an insult to
It
not
is.
only
No question.
it's an insult to not only to everyone involved, but the fact of the matter is that they're not hiring me because of my quality of work. Like Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes was in Arizona for 1 year before they fired him. 1 year. He knew when he came to Arizona, he was going to have a terrible offensive line.
Exactly.
The QB situation was terrible. The defense is not good. Patrick Peterson is overrated. I said it. Patrick Peterson is fucking overrated.
He is now.
He is. You mean to tell me that by him,
PEDs.
he went 3-13 that year. He went 3-13 that year, and you fire him after 1 year.
Look at his face.
How the fuck is that his fault? How is that his fault that you have to fire him after 1 year? First of all, you didn't even give him a chance to even. First of all, Arizona's a terrible fucking franchise anyway. But the fact of the matter that you're gonna fire him and then hire a coach who lost more than he won in college. And he said, "Oh, he's young. It's the new offensive format. It's the new stud going on." Man, fuck that. No,
Yo, Trevor, he lost at the school he played quarterback at. Just saying.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Like Anthony, like for instance, when Tampa Bay had Lovie Smith, right? I knew Lovie Smith, obviously.
Yeah.
He was hired at Tampa Bay. I thought he did a pretty good job at Tampa Bay as far as with the team they had, and they were they were going up little by little. But they fired him. You hired him for Dirk Coder? Like, what the fuck? Like,
where's he at now?
He's trash. He's not even in the league anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, my thing is that they don't give black coaches a chance to prosper unless you are part of a certain organization. And it's like, I think this rule is insulting. And it's like, why? Like, the fact of the matter is that could you even be more racist than you're trying to be?
This
exactly.
Supposed to make us feel better? Like, what the fuck's supposed to accomplish? What is this? You're forcing them to hire us now. Like, what? Like, what the hell is that?
I don't remember the coach, but I remember the Lions in the 90s. They wanted to hire. I think they wanted to hire. I don't know. It was Schottenheimer. No, it wasn't Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer didn't coach the Lions. The coach that they wanted to hire, and they hired him, but the league said, "Don't hire him yet because we need you to hire minority coaches. We want you to interview minority coaches." So, to their credit, they asked like 3 or 4 black coaches to interview for the Lions job, knowing damn well they're not gonna get hired. But because the league said no, don't do it. Wait until you interview them and everything. Now for their credit, they didn't show up. They said, "Why am I show up to an interview I know I'm not gonna get?"
Good.
And it's true. So for their credit, they didn't show up. But the thing is that it's like, what is the league? The league is trying. I think the fact of the matter is that we have like the society wants everyone included, and I get you want to have that diversity and everything. But what about having the best person for the job? It shouldn't matter the skin color or the diversity whatsoever. Can you do the job? Yes or no? Can you lead a franchise to prosperity? Yes or no? It shouldn't matter.
Are you what we need right now? Yes or no? No question.
That's what I've been trying to explain to people with this whole Kaepernick shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I want to
Can he fucking play? Like,
no, I think he's done now.
There's no question about that.
I think he's done now. I'm glad you mentioned Kaepernick because I was talking to a coworker about it yesterday. I mean, Kaepernick, I get what his mind was going with as far as like, if he really wants it, then it is. Take, do what you gotta do. At least you could put the ball in the court saying, well, he did the workouts, he did the training, the workouts and everything. Now it's up to you if you want to hire him or not. But by him not going to the workout and changing it the last minute and then having all the cameras where he was at doing all the other workouts and stuff like that, to me it's like, yo, you did that shit to be, you didn't want to play. You didn't want to play
for attention.
You did it for attention, and hence that's why the leagues like say, you know what, fuck you. Like, we don't want to deal with you no more. You want to play so bad, you would have came. You know what I'm saying? Even though as shady as they did it, yo, come on, you want to play so bad, go play.
He would have did it. Stephen A said that, and he was in All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes.
Yeah, yo,
Yeah,
I love that show. By the way,
great show.
Shout out to Matt
Stephen
Barnes
A's, right,
and Steven Jackson. Yo, that's
the
awesome
best,
podcast.
I think that's the best sports.
Talk
podcast.
about keeping it real. They keep it real.
Right.
None of that nonsense.
Besides us.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. Besides the
Yeah,
sports dynasty,
you know what I mean.
Besides us.
But Stephen A was in an episode and he talked about that whole situation, and he was pretty much saying what you were saying, Trevor, whereas he really didn't want it.
Exactly.
That bad. He really didn't want it because he had the opportunity right there to work out.
Exactly.
He said, and Stephen A said there was at least 20 teams there, and they said he was gonna get signed, but he didn't show up.
But so that's what we have about there. But as far as I pretty much mirrored everything I was gonna say about the whole Rooney Rule thing. I think the Rooney Rule in general was a waste of time anyway, because it's like we know what you're trying to do. We're like, listen, you talk about obviously because of society today, we want everyone included in everything. Everyone has to be included. Everyone has to have a trophy. Like for instance, it's I don't know. I know it's kind of segueing into anything else, but I think like youth sports, like youth sport, like Pop Warner football or even basketball, JV basketball, whatever like that. You're seeing that a lot nowadays that a lot of the parents. I know it's getting off topic a little bit, but a lot of the parents, I'm not gonna lie, youth sports isn't the same as it used to be because now it's like you're trying to instill values of how sport and life correlate, because it's true. Sport and life does correlate in some types of way.
It's true.
Yes, they do.
You learn a lot. You learn a lot of life skills and life values through sport. And I think that the fact of the matter is that we have a lot of parents that want their kids to be included in everything, even if they aren't as good as you would say someone who worked hardest. Like for example, P Diddy's son, right? P Diddy's son got a scholarship for UCLA, right? For his athletic ability. They said a lot of people saying that because his father is rich, he could be able to pay his own scholarship. But he won that scholarship because of
you're talking about for USC, right?
Yeah.
He balled out. So
he balled out.
He deserved it.
So you mean to tell me that because I come from a rich family and I'm not only am I come from a rich family, but I'm just as good as you are, but because I'm not poor enough, I don't deserve to get a scholarship. No, it should be the best person available for the job should be able to have their job. And it goes for sports. It goes for life in general.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact of the matter is that we always give people like, oh, pick me. No, listen, not everybody can be included in everything, and that's fine. Work hard. You supposed to work hard and work hard to get what you want to be, and not have people fucking just hand shit out to you. Like I don't understand that at all.
And don't quit when things get hard, because that's what a lot of people like to do.
Of course, I think it's ridiculous, but it correlates to that. I think that at the end of the day, hire the best people for the job. Shouldn't matter the race you are, what background you come from, whatever. Like this is not Romeo Cornell. Romeo Cornell was a Belichick disciple, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got his job because he was a Belichick disciple, and they thought that he learned. A lot of people trying to get Belichick disciples to be coaches because they think that they want to marry.
So many of them. So many of them.
We could be so many. Romeo Cornell, Charlie Weiss,
Patricia.
Patricia. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But it's all about who can do the job the best. And me personally, there's some Caucasian coaches that have a job right now that are horrible. Not Patricia. It's terrible. Let's be honest.
The Lions, they fired Jim Caldwell, who made the playoffs the year before.
3 of the last 4 years he was there.
Exactly. Just to get Patricia. Just saying. I don't know what people are gonna say about that. If they think it's controversial, whatever, but check the facts.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about all this? As of right now, what it's looking like, the best disciple from Belichick is looking like that guy that's coaching in Miami right now. You know,
Brian
the
Flores.
colored guy.
My familia.
Brian Flores. Brian Flores.
The
Yeah.
colored guy.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
Speaking of, which is great. I said before, we'll say it again. Brian Flores made a culture down in Miami, and they're gonna be just fine. They found what they're looking for. I think they'll be just fine.
They will.
As long as the management doesn't fuck it up for everybody and ruin it for everybody.
That's
But
what we're waiting for.
Nah, I think they know what they're doing. They draft look good. They got a quarterback. They got a few years to build on that.
That's what we're
yeah,
waiting for. That front
And
office.
also, they have Fitzpatrick, who, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback,
Patrick
but
Magic.
exactly.
He's
There's always
good-
some
Nah,
magic with
nah,
him.
He's
He
a
don't
good
deserve that. He
placeholder. Now
he
they
don't
got
Beat
deserve
us.
that.
Vailoa there.
He don't
So
deserve that. Man.
yeah. What else? I was gonna say again. What about that shit and everything going on right now? But whew, let me just sit up real quick because I'm kind of hot in here. So, shit. Besides that, yeah, I think now my question for y'all is this. Now I know that we've been in COVID for the last 3 months and everything right now. Do you think the state of sport is for the year 2020?
as in like all the professional stuff. Like, what do you mean? Like, are we
I
gonna
mean,
have it or what are you
as
talking about?
far as in America, in the United States, what do you think is the state of sport moving forward? Now, 'cause obviously, the coronavirus obviously is going to change how we look at life now. But what do you think as far as like going into the future, as far as like new policies going on for sport and other leagues and stuff like that? Like because the NFL, the NBA is trying to continue their league. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's over for them. The NHL.
I think it's definitely gonna happen.
Oh really?
It might.
They have a month left to me. If they don't do something within the next month, I think they can't do it. They're gonna just start a new
Right.
season later
I
on.
agree with that. I agree
Because
with
it's getting
that.
too
But
late.
I think he's close to making up his mind because he already spoke to the players and everything, and I think they're gonna finish it without
Yeah,
the fans.
they had a really big meeting
Yeah, they had
recently.
two of them. I think last week they had two of them.
Yeah, they did.
And the latest one, the players, LeBron and them were all in it. So it all depends on what's going on. I think they got a month. Because it can't overlap with NFL. Because NFL's happening. That's happening.
I agree.
So they have to get everything done before July so they could do their whole stretch before September.
Now baseball is trying to do an 82 game schedule. 84 game schedule,
Shit, they should always do that. Fuck out of here.
Exactly.
60-some games
I
for?
think baseball's
Cut
way
that
too
shit in
long.
half.
Baseball's way too long.
But you know what it is? I think what they're doing now because they're trying to because hockey and NHL and MLB, thank God I follow this shit because I can talk to you about it now. So those two leagues, they're trying to repocket the money they lost over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Because the playoffs for hockey would be happening right now. Probably the Stanley Cup final will be happening right now.
Cup be happening right now, yeah.
Right now. So what their proposal was have a 24 team Red Robin tournament right now, and the winner of that tournament will win the championship. Now, my thing is,
Sounds like asterisk.
That's what I'm saying.
It does sound like asterisk. You're right.
What if the last seed gets hot and they start killing people?
Exactly. Because think about it.
Again, I'll go into devil's advocate. It's not their fault. Like I can't blame you. You know what I'm saying? For circumstances that had nothing to do with
I know it's not.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're right,
Yeah.
but they still didn't go through the trenches like
They
every
didn't.
champion.
No, you're 100% correct. They didn't.
Yeah.
So personally, I think that they will cancel NHL. I mean, NHL's done.
I think so too. I don't think
it's done. But the NBA.
That's funny. 8 seeds do win in that shit too.
That happened not so long ago.
Yeah,
it happened.
It's true.
They do win.
I think the NBA, if they don't figure something out, they'll be done too.
I think
But football,
that will break my heart, bro.
Me too.
Oh
but football is going to happen. Whether we understand or not, it's going to happen. Because it's,
wait, NFL or college?
NFL.
NFL.
NFL's happening. I'm not. God bless you. I'm not sure. But NFL's
because you need
happening.
the students, and that's not going to happen.
That's exactly what I'm saying. There's too many external circumstances for NCAA to go on.
It's more complicated than NFL.
Yeah.
Way more complicated.
And if you think about it, with NFL as well, the fact that the league has embraced sports betting, this last year, embraced it completely. So like
they did.
The league makes about $50 billion a year annually with revenue coming through. Now you're adding another $2, $3, $4 billion in sports gambling as well. They finally say, you know what? There's money can be made there. let's go and take advantage of it.
They're gonna lose the ticket sales, but they're gonna get the gambling more. They may even try to give more TV rights to different channels too. And
I agree.
money like that too.
I agree.
Are you saying empty stadiums?
Yes,
it's possible.
I'm so sure that's what's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna be able to go to the games.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Oh, because of all this, I got one big question.
Okay.
What better time is there than now to come back for fantasy? Come on.
You gonna put that on air?
You know I had to do it. I had to do it.
Oh, no.
I had to do it.
I was very, very happy last year not doing it. Just saying.
I was too.
Oh, bro, you know how much we missed the league? What better time is there than now, man? Come on, man.
I don't know about all that, bro.
Tulio could be in the league this time.
I'm down.
This is an August conversation. It's May.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, what else are we gonna talk about though? We might as well. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna watch the games from home. You can't go to bars. You can't go to the stadiums.
Hey, I had to throw it in there. Yo, there was one time, man. He had me. He said you got to get 10 people. I think it was 10 or 12.
It was 10.
He said, "Get me 10, and then
no,
we
it
do
was 12. It was 12. It was 2
12.
years ago.
And we did that shit too. We got 12. But I know you active, Tulio. I know you active.
Fuck
so you
that.
would be a great member.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm all about the waiver wires. I think I'm a good drafter, even though sometimes these players just do not step up. Like you guys saw.
Hey, it's bittersweet, bro. It's bittersweet.
Man.
No, it's just bitter. It's black coffee. It's coffee beans. It's bullshit.
Oh man.
Kareem Hunt want to be kicking little girls in the fucking leg. I lost my fantasy league because of that. Fuck that, bro. No, I was undefeated. No,
I missed it, man. I missed that shit, man.
I don't.
Come on, man.
I don't. It's gonna take a while for me to get over that. That was bad.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm down to take the break because I gotta go to sleep, bro.
We're done. All right, so we're done then.
All right. So before we go, I'm gonna say as always, like, share, and subscribe. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartradio, Google Play Radio, Stitcher Play Radio, at Podcast Dynasty on Twitter. Thank you, Tulio. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Jerry, for joining us.
Of course.
You guys are more than welcome to come back anytime. You want to join the show again, just hit us up and we can make it happen like we always do all the time. Besides that, gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your week. Fuck COVID-19 and, let's go Patriots.
Let's go.
Take care, guys.
Represent. Take care, y'all.